Action.
Hi, we pay you. When you send me referrals, be sure that you call me and let me know. Because if somebody calls me up and said, I'm Grandma Moses, I want to hire you, it would be good if I knew who turned you on to me. We pay you 10% of what they pay me. Wouldn't that be cool? That's 30, 50, $100. Money you didn't have before. 7.5 years of college. I'm probably good at what I do. The last 4,000 years, any nation, any century. And I have a bunch of guys who work for me in other areas, like firearms, like coins, all those things that are fine arts but are outside of my purview. Let's move on. Somebody's going to say, oh, my art is just printed on paper. Really? Well, there's some very, very valuable paper in the world, and thank God I will recognize some of those. Paper was invented almost 4,000 years ago in China. A lot of really cool paper in the world. Be sure to think about this before you say, oh, this must be nothing. No, you're going to call me and let me look at it, and then I'll tell you whether it's really valuable, vintage, antique, whatever. Moving on. Before you're going to sell anything, we have to fix it. Again, you need to call me. We do restoration, we do estate purposes, we go to court for that. I'm recognized by San Diego County Bar Association and the International Society of Appraisers and Forensic Expert Witness Association. We do all of those things. Call me, we'll take care of you, I promise. Do you need to restore it? For sure. People don't buy art like an old refrigerator as is. They don't do that. They simply move on to the next. We can fix it for you. But first of all, we evaluate it, whether it's worth doing or not. That's what we do. These are the 7 reasons. These are the 4 steps that you can do once you have a full appraisal. Initially, we'll just look at everything in the home and we'll say that's worth doing, that's worth doing. Those 2 you can drop off at the thrift store and it won't matter. But these are the 4 things you may do once you have the full appraisal, okay? Sell it yourself online, and we will show you how to set up a website at Etsy or Charish, spelled like a chair. One of the first questions they're going to ask you is, do you have an appraisal? They don't want you buying something at Burlington Coat Factory last weekend and putting it on Etsy as though it's real art. No, you don't either. You want your art shown where real art is shown. Don't even think about eBay or one of those cheapy outfits. You don't want to be associated with them at all. The 7 reasons why people hire an art appraisal, right? Sometimes they want to do charitable gifting. You have to find an outfit that has their tax ID number, and we'll help you with that. We'll make suggestions. Okay, curiosity. We charge you money. Initially, we don't charge you that much. $85 per half hour, minimum of 2 hours, so you're gonna have to come up with the $380 initially. We can do the whole house for that. We'll tell you what's worth keeping, what you can throw away, what you can wrap up beautifully and take to a wedding the next time you get invited. At least you didn't have to buy a $400 silver sterling tea set. No, wrap up one of the pieces of art that you don't like and off to the wedding you go. There are several ways to monetize your art, but call me first. Okay, divorce or bankruptcy, that's a given. The attorney's going to say, find a federally qualified fine arts appraiser, that's me, before they even accept your case. Okay, that's rather important. And you don't want your spouse taking all the fine arts and giving you the one vehicle. Really? Call me first. Bankruptcy, dissolving in a business, doing anything, you need to say how much your art is worth. And we will tell you. 7.5 years of college. I probably know. Don't go with the cheap guys. Don't go with the guys who don't have any initials after their name. Previous to me, you might be viewing people with no initials after their name. They're not licensed. We are. Coronado Appraisals, LLC. Ta-da! The 6 reasons why doing your own research is a really bad idea. A really bad idea. You may think you're getting the right artist because his name is Wilkerson, but you don't bother to notice that the one you're researching was dead before he painted the piece that you own. There's a bunch of reasons why people hire someone who pays attention. Match this signature, match this image. We do it right. We tell you what you own is worth, and we prove what it's worth before we ask you to pay us. Kind of cool, right? Glass, many choices here. When you are allowing us, and I have a framer, a couple framers, all over the county, this is what you need to know. The glass, cheapy, 9 by 12 inches, $90, non-glare. Now you spent, instead of $30, you spent $60. Coming on down, UV rated, $90, museum quality glass. It's so clear that you have to push your finger into the glass to make sure there's glass there. And by the way, when you have something that's going to come in at $20,000, don't you think it's worth good glass? Do ya? And I will tell you, I'll give you an estimate when we first meet, whether you have something of value or not. We are Coronado Appraisals. Give me a call, 619-929-6192. Best thing to do is call me first thing in the morning when I'm still taking calls. Otherwise, we get real busy. 619-929-6192. And don't worry about trying to figure out whether your art is worth looking at. I will tell you. Antique, anything antique means it's 100 years old. You have value right there. If it's only vintage, it's got to be 50 years old before it's vintage. We have a lot of knowledge over here. We'll share it with you initially. Thank you. Call me when you have a chance. 619-929-6192. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye.